Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and get started here. So I really appreciate everyone joining in today. I know we moved the meeting because of AVS and some of the schedule conflicts, but I'm glad we could find a time to get everyone on board remotely to see kind of what our team's been up to in order to develop capabilities to collect data while we're in this COVID situation. We're wanting to demonstrate this capability to everyone today to hopefully give a chance for people to talk about questions or current concerns that they may have, learn more about it. Hopefully this will be a way forward for collecting data in the future for the human factors team. I'm David Kidd, I guess AKA the new Stacy Balk for those of you who know her. So I manage the human factors research team, the Leidos team that provides support to Federal Highway. Many of our methods rely on the interaction between our staff and people from the public. So this COVID situation is particularly challenging because we can't interact with those folks given the safety concerns. And so we're looking at ways of developing new or adapting our current capabilities to allow for those interactions to be safe, either because they're remote, as we'll demonstrate today, or because we have enhanced protocol in place to minimize those risks of transmission. So today, what we're gonna do is we're gonna show you one capability that we have developed, and it is remote monitoring of a participant in a field research vehicle. So these field research vehicle studies, Matt's gonna talk more about it, but this is kind of one of our core methods. And so this would be one way that we could conduct these type of studies. Matt Marchese and Dana Duke, who's in the car, they developed and kind of tested this and put together this demonstration. And so at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Matt. He's going to lead everyone through this demonstration. You'll see Dana drive, and at the end, we'll have time for questions or whatnot, or even maybe toward the end of the drive. But Matt, go ahead and take over here.
All right, thanks, David. So as you can see, Dana is taking off from Turner-Fairbank right now. We're just going to do a short little demo where he's going to go up to 123, cut across, and then come back down Georgetown Pike. So as you can see, we have our 3 camera views of Dana, and this is all done using the Ergoneers system, the Ergoneers computer that we bought as part of the Karma 3 vehicle, human factors vehicle. So what this does, it's a portable system, so we can actually swap out into different vehicles. We can really do whatever camera view that we want. And one of the other things that it can afford us is, so the Ergoneer system is a human factors data collection system. So we can collect data such as eye tracking, but it's also connected to the vehicle CAN. So right now I actually have control of the computer from remotely, so I can add various sensors to it or graphs to it. So right now, so we can actually monitor his speed. And we also have an open channel, so we can have continuous conversation with the participant, and he doesn't have to perform any manual tasks to open a communication channel. And some of the precautions that we've decided would be necessary to take when implementing this kind of system is, first of all, having a redundant form of communication. So we would also have, whether it be a radio or a cell phone in the vehicle, if something goes wrong, we need to connect with them, we can do that. We'll also have a secondary vehicle that is driven by an experimenter that is, whether it's part of the experiment himself, where they need a secondary vehicle, or just having them follow close behind in case something goes wrong, that we can easily get to the participant. We can reboot the system with very little effort. And right now, the monitor is actually mounted in the driver's seat. So that's for kind of, ease for Dana. But in practice, we would actually probably mount this in the trunk of the vehicle. So if we did have to kind of intervene and reboot the system, we could actually just pop open the trunk and we would never have to go into the cabin of the vehicle. So let's see. And then we'll also kind of perform, like have a kind of control center or somebody who is monitoring both the secondary vehicles and the participant vehicles. So we're constantly aware of what's going on. And as far as connectivity, it's you know, we've done some pretty extensive tests of about 45 minutes to an hour drive of this. And it's been, the dropouts have been minimal. It's mostly been, you might have seen a little bit of lag earlier on. But what's really important is that audio channel actually still is open during the entire trip. So, and I believe that is kind of the high level example of it. I think at this point we would like to open it to any questions that the audience might have.